line of our government. And where's the Constitution? You were here on 3 occasions when we announced the batch of our ministers at the central level. Today, we want to outdoor both to their regions and to the Ghanaian people at large, those who are going to act according to the Constitution as my representatives in the region, and who will be responsible for the coordination and direction of the administrative machinery in the region. This is the teaching and the language of the Constitution. And it requires that I appoint, with the prior approval of Parliament, for each region a Minister of State who shall. So yesterday I wrote to Mr. Speaker to set out the 10 names of those who are going to be my regional representatives and who are going to be responsible for the coordination of government in their various regions. The first that I will introduce, the regional minister designate for the Volta region. He is a known achiever, a man who's been responsible for developing very successful private practice in his region, a successful entrepreneur, has one of the best hotels in Ghana. I've stayed there many times. A beautiful view of the area. As you can imagine, a doctor by training. He's worked both in the public health system as well as setting up his own very successful practice. Somebody who has spent most of his life in his region, both his working life and his infancy. He's a very well-known figure in the region. He's been extremely active in the in the party these last years, and I believe he has the confidence of a lot of people in the Volta region. The Volta region is one of the regions that will be the target of the creation of new regions that we have promised in our manifesto and in our discourse with the Ghanaian people. It's a very big undertaking, and we have to have somebody who enjoys a lot of public confidence and who people will believe when he says it's a good idea for us to create these regions. So I have the very, very big honor to introduce Archibald Yaolecha. He has been twice MPP candidate for Ho, unsuccessful. He didn't try the third time like me, he should have. He stopped at the second. He has been helping out in the University of Health and Allied Sciences, the new university in Ho, as a part-time lecturer. So you're having a person who's a real all-rounder. He's an entrepreneur, he's a public servant, he's an active politician, actually the vice chairman of our party in the Volta region. I believe that the Volta region has got a good person who is going to help develop their interests with passion and with commitment. He lives in Ho, spent his life there, and is very much part of the furniture of the Volta region. So he's the person that I've nominated to the Parliament to be the regional minister for the Volta region. Jerry Rawlings, President of the Republic, former, in the way he jokes. He used to call him and I Aki and Papo. So you shouldn't be surprised that I've nominated him as a regional chairman. Thank you. The next candidate for approval as regional minister that I've sent to the parliament is a relatively young man, but who has been very active in the work of the MPP almost since the beginning of the MPP. Holds a master's certificate degree from the University of Development Studies in Tamale. He's somebody who has gone through the Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Center, National Peacekeeping Center, where he also pursued a course in conflict resolution. He's been also, a first time, he served as District Chief Executive of the Nanumba North District Assembly for 4 years. He's a member of our committee, campaign committee on infrastructure, and he's been an extremely active member of our party in the northern region. I'd be surprised if there's any figure in the northern region that doesn't know SS. This is what everybody calls him, Salifu Said, SS. Very well known. The region is a complex one, as all of us know, has some serious problems, and we're hoping that in the course of this administration, some of the intractable issues there, especially the long-standing dispute in Yendi, that we're going to find a way under his leadership to bring that to a closure. It's very important for the peace and stability of the region and for the progress of our nation generally. Up till today, when you go to Yendi, there are police and military installations there. It's not normal. And all of us should do our best and work towards resolving that issue and the other simmering chieftaincy disputes that there are in the northern region. I believe we have somebody who has the necessary sensitivity and the contacts on the ground who will help us resolve that, and the other issues that there are in the northern region. So I'm very, very optimistic that SS's tenure as regional minister is going to be a successful one, and we'll all benefit from his dynamism, his energy, and his sensitivity. So that is the name of the person that I've sent to the parliament for confirmation and approval as regional minister for the northern region, Salifu Said. The next is one of the pillars, the oaks of the new patriotic party. Has been involved in all the ups and downs of our party. His life is the story of our party. And on top of it too, very familiar with chieftaincy issues. He's been registrar of several traditional councils, beginning with his own, the Confederacy Council, Bolsa Traditional Council, the Nanuba Traditional Council, and even for a period of 2 years of the Upper East Regional House of Chiefs. I don't believe there's anybody who's familiar with the politics of the Upper East that doesn't know Roxanne Bukhari. was also municipal chief executive of the Bolgatanga Assembly in President Kufuor's first term. He's been a very, very unwavering pillar of the party in the area, and is extremely conversant with all the different peoples that make up another very complex part of our country, which is the Upper East region. I think it will need the leadership of a mature, well-versed political figure like Roxanne Bukari to bring us the necessary peace, stability, and the progress that we're seeking for the region. So it's given me a great privilege for me to be able to nominate such a man for the approval of Parliament as Regional Minister of the Upper East, Roxanne Ayine Bukari. The next person we're outdooring is the Regional Minister Designate for the Upper West Region. This is a man who has given his life to education, a teacher, a mathematics teacher. And there are people who are challenged by mathematics in this room, I know that. And then he assumed the role of Director of Education at the WA Municipal Education Office in 2012. He held that position for 2 years until his retirement. He's a well-known figure in the area. And as you know, the Upper West is a region that has produced a lot of talented public figures, highly educated people. We believe that Alassane Sulemana fits in the tradition of the Upper West and will be somebody who will help the Upper West develop. We've made considerable political progress. I say we. I speak of the New Patriotic Party. It is one of the successes of the election for us. We began with 0 going into the election of 2016 and emerged with 5 out of 11. They were all the people who helped make this possible. We're talking about a very responsible man who's held already responsible positions in our public service, and therefore somebody with whom with confidence I can put forward as somebody who will be able to manage the affairs of the Upper West for the benefit of the people there and for the security and stability of our country. So Sulemana Alassane is the candidate that I have put before the Parliament for approval as the Upper West Regional Minister. Congratulations. The next is another of the big success stories of the MPP 2016 elections. It comes from the region which has given our tradition one of its 3 historic names. We have 3. Dankwa, Domo, and Buzia. Brongafo is Dr. Buzia's. And so it is a region that commands a lot of feeling and respect amongst those of us who are subscribers of the tradition. It's been unfortunate that for the last 2 elections, our performance in the last but 2 elections, that our performance in the Brongafo didn't measure up to our history and our connections there. But we found a chairman, a regional chairman, a very well-known lawyer, one of the outstanding lawyers in Sunyani, who's, through his practice, apart from his politics, is very, very well known in the region. Some people may think too well known because he's been involved in many controversial chieftaincy issues in the region. And you know what that can do for your reputation in Ghana. But he has been a very successful lawyer, is even a law lecturer at Sunyani, and has been head of the MPP regional structure since 2012. This year, we went into the election in December with 13 out of the 29 seats in Bronghafu. We emerged with 20 out of the 29. We gained 7 seats in Bronghafu. And today, out of the 29 seats in Bronghafu, the MPP controls 20 seats. I think that a chairman who can make this advance for us, under whose leadership such an advance can be made, is one to whom we can entrust the fortunes of the region, I think, without losing too much sleep. He's done a lot of work. He's very well known, a very firm character. I think that people sometimes think you're a little bit too firm. But I think that being a regional minister, firmness will be required, and he certainly has the capacity for it. Bronghafu is another of the regions that we are looking to create another region out of it. And I believe that this very well-established personality, strong party activist, who has a very good reputation in his own profession, is a highly respected man I believe that he's ready for the transition from being a debater on radio, the national ambulance system in the country. We're talking about a man with very versatile background. And I felt that, having regard to this very difficult task we have ahead of us in creating the Western North region from where he comes, out of the Western region, he would serve the NPP well as regional minister. In normal times, I think he's an obvious candidate for office at the central government level. But he has also agreed to play this role because he understands and accepts the importance of the task that we've set ourselves in terms of improving the governance of the Western region, bringing government closer to the people, in breaking the region up in these two parts, the Western North or Western South, or however it will be named. And it will also facilitate, hopefully accelerate, the economic growth of both new regions if we succeed in overcoming the arithmetic and the hurdles they represent in the Constitution. All-rounder, and then a very, very responsible public servant. He's already paid considerably his dues to our country. And we're summoning him again for one last effort in the public life. That is Dr. Kwaku Afriyie. Is the minister designate for the Western region. There are all kinds of success stories for the MPP in this last election. But I think perhaps with respect to Brong Ahafo, with respect to Ashanti, Greater Accra, even the Western region, I think it's hard to beat the story of the Central region. Out of the 23 seats in the Central region, we went into the election with 7. We emerged with 19 out of the 23. The man whose name I'm sending to Parliament for approval as Minister for the Central Region, being the Regional Secretary these last 10 years, very active, teacher, and now a senior housemaster at one of Ghana's great schools in Fansipim, and has been a teacher there for 22 years. An agricultural scientist, because that was the degree that he read at the University of Ghana. So another versatile figure. It's a person that I'm recommending. He is, I think all of us know, one of the most articulate and loquacious figures in our national life. He's a great favorite of my wife, Rebecca, on the radio. When he comes on the radio, I cannot speak in the house. But the Central region, I think, will do with his energy and his concern. He's passionately concerned about the life of his people and whatever he can do to improve it. I believe that he will make an outstanding regional minister. And that is why I'm recommending to the House that Kwamna Duncan become the regional minister for the Central region. Congratulations. A traditional stronghold of our party has been the Eastern region, the region from which I myself hail from. And historically, the various groups who make up the Eastern region, Chims, Akwapims, Krobos, Kwaus, I think those who have been the most enthusiastic in their support of our party for generations have been the Kwau people, the business people of our country, who appreciate the fact that the NPP is a pro-business party and is interested in developing business in Ghana and the private sector. We've chosen a man who also has a long CV, has done many things, and endears himself particularly to me because he's also a French speaker. He served in President Kufuor's first term as the special assistant to the then Eastern Regional Minister, Dr. Safo Mensah. He's been treasurer of our party, and then in 2012 was elected as the Member of Parliament for Nkoko. He's had an active parliamentary career, the Foreign Affairs Committee, and on the Privileges Committee. And again, in 2016, was re-elected Member of Parliament for Nkoko. The Eastern region is another complex mosaic of a region, the different peoples who are there. You need a mature hand, somebody who can recognize the sensitivities of these different groups and be adept at forging a consensus and a unity amongst them. And I believe that the Member of Parliament for Nkoko, Eric Kwache-Dartey, has what it takes to bring the people of the region together for the big push that we want to make to develop not only the region, but of our country. So he is the person that I've recommended to Parliament for approval as Regional Minister for the Eastern Region, Eric Kwache-Dartey. But last, but very much not the least, is one of the big elephants of the MPP, who's already had a very engaged career in the public life of our country. Was a member of Parliament for Tema. We went into Parliament together in 1996. He came for Tema East and was a 3-time member of Parliament for Tema East. He was also Minister of Fisheries in President Kufuor's government. So already, very experienced man in the public life of our country. I believe the Ministry of Fisheries, when it was first established, was done with him as his leader. He agreed, for the sake of mobilization in Greater Accra, to become our regional chairman, and has also made his mark as such during this last election. We went from 14 seats out of the 31 to 21 out of the 31 in Greater Accra. And a great deal of it was due to Ishmael Asiedu-Dartey. I think that the transition from regional chairman to regional minister will not be a difficult one for him. His background and experience is already sufficient justification for saying that the Accra now, which is the most populous region in our country, which all of us from different parts of Ghana find ourselves here, will find in him that calm, measured, stable personality that we need to have a successful regional minister. So he's the person that I have sent, whose name I've sent to Parliament for regional minister. That is Ishmael Asiedu-Dartey. So ladies and gentlemen of the media, and ladies and gentlemen here present, that therefore now constitutes the complete set of people who are in the first line of the leadership of the new government. I want to take this opportunity to renew my appeal to the Parliament to continue to expedite the process of confirmation and approval that they're going through now. But I believe that already the Ghanaian people are seeing the quality of the people that I have proposed for national office and for being members of the next MPP government. There are those who made all kinds of noises about the choices, but I think day after day, where they are proving that they indeed have the quality and the caliber that we need now to take our country up and move it to the next stage in the development of our nation. And I'm very confident that these people that have been assembled, the ladies, the men and women that we have assembled, are going to give us the best government in our history. And the government that is going to take Ghana very much to the next stage of its social and economic development. So, calling upon the people to continue to support the nominees that they are seeing on radio and on television, prepared to give them maximum support as they're going to undertake the very difficult duties that they have, they're going to be confronted with. We've inherited an economy in poor shape, and I suspect from what I'm hearing, and the evidence that is coming to me, that it is in even poorer shape than we anticipated. But I'm a firm believer in the statement that when our times are tough, the tough get going. And that this is the time. This is the time that we have to show leadership and commitment to our nation. I continue to be an unrepentant optimist about the opportunities and prospects of Ghana. I think we're a special people and we have a special destiny. And I'm going to do everything within my bones to make sure that that destiny is realized in the years ahead of us. I thank you very much for your presence here. I don't know, no preparation has been made, but the press have been coming here and all these times. I should have been able to, Mr. State Protocol, at least to have a little tipple of something before they left. I don't know. Is it still possible? Not possible, but you can invite them to come back on another time. We'll do that. All right. Thank you very much indeed. God bless Ghana.
We can take this outside.
Yes, we can do that.